and welcome back for the finale of Halloween Week 2022, and of course, the greatest day of the year, the greatest holiday known to mankind, and it is undeniable, and don't you dare try to deny it, it is Halloween. And of course, in line with last year's selection that we did on the final week, figured we'd keep that going since it came out this month, and seems like it's going to be worth talking about. So let's dive into this one all ready to see where it goes, because they claim it ends. Let's have a look at this one right here.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
The movie kicks off 1 year later after Halloween Kills, and oh look, it's Halloween again. We meet our 21-year-old protagonist, Corey Cunningham, who's on his way to a family's house. He's greeted by the mom. He goes inside, and they thank him for being available on such short notice to babysit their young son. Where is young son, you might ask? Well, he's sitting around the corner waiting to provide our first cheap jump scare. Well, our parents are headed off to a party that's down the street and give Corey a breakdown of the rules for the night. No scary stuff, 8:45 bedtime, blah, blah, blah. He screams something out from the room off to the side, but for some reason, these three stare at the camera sadistically and say,
"It's Halloween. We're gonna have a good time tonight."
Now, why are you looking at the camera? The kid is obviously in a room off to the side. But nonetheless, this moment did give me the slight hope that we were going to get a movie that wasn't going to take itself quite so seriously, and maybe we are going to have some fun. So with the parents gone, he proceeds to break their rules, and they sit down to watch a scary movie, The Thing. And for whatever reason, outside of just being a little dick, little Mr. Wets His Pants tries to intimidate Corey.
Michael Myers kills babysitters, not kids.
Well, this is absolutely wrong, little Mr. Shitbag, because last year, Michael did kill a kid. And also, for someone who is labeled as being terrified from the events of the last movie, which was just last year for this kid, he sure seemed to forget about what happened on that night that traumatized him so bad that makes it hard for him to sleep. Corey decides to declare it bedtime and heads on to the kitchen for his own little midnight snack. Why, you might ask? Well, probably just to set up this shot of a knife on the counter. But little kid, insistent on being a dick, runs off and hides somewhere. And now it's a cat and mouse game of Corey having to go through the big empty house by himself. Ooh, spooky feelings. The kid makes random noises, just daring him to come find him. He takes his search outside to see if this little runt went out there, but only to invoke another cheap jump scare. As he searches high and low, he even makes his way back to the kitchen where, oh no, our knife is gone now. He slowly makes his way upstairs and sees the knife on the stairs. So I'm like, here we go. Let's invoke this false feeling of he's in the house. But he gets upstairs, gets to the attic, and little Dick fucking locks him inside of it. He pounds and kicks at the door, demanding that little brat let him out. And just in time for Mom and Dad to arrive back home. Just in time to witness...
What was that?
Okay, I'll admit it. I laughed. That's some of the most hilarious shit I've seen in a Halloween movie. In fact, here's the footage of when I was watching that scene.
What was that?
Woo!
Wondering what happened, she looks up as... Horrified, she directs her attention up to where this kid fell from and, sorry, it's too damn funny, but looks up only to see Corey standing over the banister, conveniently holding the knife. She screams her blame at him and we roll into the credits.
So at this point, we're hyped up. I'm actually thinking, yeah, they're gonna make up for Halloween Kills. This is gonna be good. This isn't gonna be serious and stupid like that last goddamn abomination. Check out my review. It's on this channel from Halloween month 2021. we got high hopes. We got some high hopes right now. Yeah. But as the credits roll, we go through this sequence of pumpkins that seem to change face. They implode from each other, and there's a new one. They go through this transition 5 times to have a total of 6 pumpkins. Why 6 pumpkins? Well, I really can't find a reason why there were 6, but the one thing I think it might be related to is there were 5 actors that were originally credited with playing the role of Michael Myers in the first Halloween movie, doing different various roles. And the 6th one being blank, well, that's where we think Halloween doesn't end, because a new face is gonna be carved in it.
So as the feeling of thinking this movie is going to be something kind of different, something that's not going to take itself so seriously, and maybe we're going to have fun with a Halloween movie, that feeling is immediately evicted from my soul as this movie proceeds to start with an entire fucking montage of every fucking Halloween movie the franchise has ever made. Maybe it's for those who have not seen the previous movies, or maybe it's just to make this movie even fucking longer.
Jesus fucking Christ.
During this treat, we get at least 23 seconds of flashbacks from Halloween Kills, all while Jamie Lee Curtis narrates. Nostalgia! We get to see poor Corey's arrest, a true victim to the circumstance, and we get good old Frank, who's investigating a couple murders that he declares not Michael's style because he doesn't use guns. The narration continues, blah da blah da blah da. We find out Jamie bought a house. We moved 4 years later. It's 4 days till Halloween, and I just stopped giving a shit. And I suppose the movie wanted to try to bring my attention back into it and my feelings to know that our Jamie is writing a book about her ordeals. Yeah, capitalize on that tragedy. Capitalize. We get back to our true victim of this movie, Corey, as he's riding his bicycle to work. Learn that he works at a junkyard, and his boss, feeling a bit sorry for him, actually is nice to him and offers him a dirt bike to ride to work now. Catch up with Allison, and she's being pulled over and harassed by, well, we learn her ex-boyfriend, who pretty much just can't live without her. And for whatever reason, let's go ahead and get it out the way, the homeless man who is looking into a storm drain. The hobo arrives at a gas station the same time our Corey does, and upon entering, well, that door chime had might as well went like this. The movie, not knowing it, proceeds to show us that Corey really does have soul as he proceeds to get treated worse than any black man in America.
You gonna buy something or what? Hey, look, bitch, stop following me around this motherfucker.
Hurry up and buy.
Hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy. Hurry up and buy.
But never mind that, as we proceed to get to one of the most infuriating parts of this movie for me. Corey is outside enjoying his drink when the marching band pulls up and declare themselves the bullies of this movie. They ask him to buy them some beer, and he refuses, and then they recognize, oh, you're the pedo. Oh, you're the guy that killed the kid. You know he's a killer. Why would you push him? Out of pure anger, he destroys his drink, but before he can act, oh look, it's Jamie to the rescue. The marching band fucks off, she gives him a helping hand, and he gives them a little delay in their travels. For whatever reason, she feels this is the perfect man to meet her daughter at work, and scary enough, it seems like it's love at first sight for her as she proceeds to give him fuck me eyes. The doctor has a look at him and, well, is just a dick to Allison, but he fucks off, giving him a chance to talk. She finds out he works on cars and proceeds to put her problems onto him.
So my car's been rattling.
Rattling?
Yeah.
Another infuriating moment of no-look diagnostics.
It's just your exhaust system clamps come loose. It's an easy fix. It takes like 5 minutes.
Mechanic, goddammit. Once one, always one. The bullshit. You know what a rattle is? A goddamn rattle. It's this. Oh, fuck you. In fact, let's bring in a second opinion. You have enough of a mechanical knowledge, though, right?
I work on aircraft.
Good enough. Motherfucker brings your aircraft into your hangar saying, hey, it's making a rattle. What's the problem?
I don't know.
No, you gotta check it out, right? Yeah, Jay? Yep. Somebody brings a car to you and says, hey, man, it's making a weird rattle. What's wrong with it?
When's it making a weird rattle?
Always.
check it out.
Thank you. So, my other two mechanically inclined friends, I have a question for you. Somebody came to you and they asked, or they told you, hey, my car's making a rattle. What's your first response? Josh.
From where?
Thank you. PJ.
Exactly, from where?
All right, thank you very much. Thank you!
But finally doing the proper thing and actually looking at the fucking car, he tells her to bring it by the shop. Feeling even more flirty, she tries to make a joke.
Why can't the bicycle stand on its own? Because it was too tired.
Boo! And she proceeds to ask him out. I guess the awkward killer type is right up her alley. She heads back home and Jamie gives her a little bit of life advice.
You know, you need to find someone that can let go, that makes you want to rip off your shirt and show grief your fucking tits and say, you know what? Let's go.
What the fuck was that? And we get a little insight into Corey's home life. Controlling mother. His boss is his dad, stepdad. Don't know. But despite the madness going on at the table, he gets a text from Allison and has a moment to maybe come back to enjoying life a little bit. So Allison stops by the shop, and when Corey asks about the car, she basically says, fuck the car, I want to fuck you. But this must be the only fucking shop in town, as our bully happens to have his car there also. So Jamie out shopping seems to be our natural way of introducing Frank to set his place in this movie, as he will be a character. But upon exiting the store, she is immediately harassed by some woman who makes herself known as being the sister to one of the victims in Halloween Kills. She unjustifiably berates Jamie for blaming her for her brother's actions, which just doesn't seem right.
They'll never know what you sacrificed for them.
It wouldn't change how they see me.
She sits in her car and mopes as if this woman had any validity of truth, but can only dwell for so long as Frank reminds her that he is in the movie. So Allison finally gets her killer to come out the house and go on a date. They head to a bar where a party's going on and playing a certain Dead Kennedy song because of its title. What a cheap way just to sneak in a song that has Halloween in it. Only a little irritating because this does not seem like the crowd that is into good old punk. As they proceed to spaz their way around the bar, which is called dancing in their eyes, I guess. They take some photos, have happy times. Corey makes his way to the bar only to have those happy times shit right on and shoved down his throat as he encounters, Jeremy's mother. Naturally, she's still holding a grudge, about the whole death of her son and everything, but you'd think an investigation would have cleared it up as an accident, forcing Corey to leave and berate Allison for even bringing him out in public. Well, you chose to go. She begs for his forgiveness because she's always wanted to fuck a killer, but he just leaves her empty-handed. He makes his way off into the night, and our marching band catch back up with him and give him shit. But it's all good. Our ringleader bully just wants to make amends and be friends. Corey sees right through this bullshit, and of course they start to harass him even more. Even go as far as to break his glasses. And toss him off a fucking bridge. Stop the train. Stop that motherfucker. Take 3 miles to stop this train. Back it up 2 feet. Marching band bullies? Really? This is where we went, movie? Of many things I've done in my life, marching was one of them. Been in music quite a long time. I was a wee little red-orange skeleton, whatever color this mask is. But I do not recall any motherfuckers in band, let alone marching band, being this much of murderous, fucking violent assholes. What the fuck, movie? But is this the end for our dear Corey? I guess our bum is wearing the same thing, but guess we'll find out in some manner of time as a gutter rat drags him into a sewer drain. Dazed and confused, Corey wakes up and finds himself in a very dark place, but no time to really think and get his bearings as Michael introduces himself. and looks into his soul as the directors looked into the audiences and said, "Here, have some more flashbacks." But with these flashbacks comes the element and introduction of Michael's new superpower, possession. Didn't know he could fucking do that, but sure, why the hell not? Because Halloween ends, right? But he's able to make his way out, and the bum is right there to meet him. But leaning more into the possession theory, the bum tells him that he is Michael Myers, and proceeds to try to kill Corey, but Corey gets the upper hand and kills him. While at home, losing his shit and gaining the urge to kill even more, we cut to Allison, who's also at work gaining the urge to kill, as the office slut Debbie got the promotion she was working for. We cut back to Jamie, who's working at home, and it's as if she got an odd familiar feeling, heads to the window and confirms that odd familiar feeling with an odd familiar scene from a former movie. She goes downstairs to check on this nostalgia, only to get her first jump scare of the movie.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
But he lets her know he was just there waiting on Allison, and upon her arrival, they go off and have a chat. He tells her about his bullies, tells her about how he killed someone, and takes her to the place where his nightmare began, Jeremy's old house. But as they have their incestuous love fest of conversation, Allie tells him when she heard, it was like she knew him, like she was looking for him, and then her mom brought him to her. What the fuck? Out of some means of concern for Corey, Jamie goes and visits his mom, but she is only met with resistance as his mom proceeds to blame her for her son being a target. Once again, Jamie is made out to be the bad guy.
They'll never know what you sacrificed for them.
It wouldn't change how they see me.
But this aggression seems to be because Mike disappeared. Doesn't that kind of come off as a plus, though? The two lovebirds go to a diner, and Allison proceeds to tell him,
After my mom and dad were killed, I just wanted to burn it all to the ground and get away from Haddonfield.
Why not leave? Why stay?
All my memories are here.
ah yes, the wonderful memories of all the bodies that piled up at her feet. Cutting her conversation short, it's old Dougie from the beginning of the movie. Mr. Can't Live Without Her is just absolutely rude and a dick as he ignores that she's having a conversation with her new friend. But instead of being the gentleman and a grown-ass fucking adult, he recognizes Corey and proceeds to give him shit. Why does everyone keep pushing this killer's buttons? Well, at least Corey pushes back. Back to his table like a dog with his tail tucked between his legs. Doug is not amused. Frustrated, Allison tells him that she just wants to burn it all to the ground, and Corey says he'll light the match. You want to burn down this place of all these memories that keep you in this damn town? Okay, sure, why the fuck not? Try moving. In his new confidence, he takes her home, feeling more like a man. They say their goodbyes, and Corey heads on his way, only to be followed. Arriving at his new hangout spot, we find it's, Mr. Can't Live Without Her that's following him. I really, for the love of me, can't figure out why these people in this town keep pushing this damn killer so damn hard. You know he's killed. What makes you think he won't kill again? You keep jabbing the bear. What did they say? You're gonna get the fuzzy tail. Looking for answers, he only finds death as Corey finds him and gives him a little something else to look for. He goes ahead and takes his dumbass in here, only to be met with another cheap jump scare. Finds this interesting image on the wall that just really doesn't make any sense. Did Mike slam his face into this thing and leave an imprint? He finds Corey, who's just looking like a straight savage, ready to just intimidate the shit out of this motherfucker, only to be met with another cheap jump scare. Michael finally makes his appearance. They fight, they scuffle, and together they take down this douchebag, perhaps showing a unification of these two. He only possessed them, that's all. He goes to see Allison to confide in her that he believes something's wrong with him, but of course she only has one thing on her mind, as Jamie looks on in disapproval and Allison finally gets that sweet killer dick that she'd been waiting on. At work, the redheaded slut calls her out for sleeping with this killer as if it's any of her damn business, continues to get treated like shit by her boss, and now she's got those killer eyes.
Jamie confides with her favorite bartender about seeing something different in Corey. She sees Michael's eyes in him. She directs her to go talk to, it's Jeremy's dad. And he confirms the same thing, as he saw him one day and just didn't see the same him in his eyes. Maybe because his glasses are gone. Meanwhile, the doctor and his red-headed slut are about to get it on doggy style. But as she goes to take a shower to prepare for their nightly festivities, he disappears. She goes to look for him as she's only met by a masked man. Wait, that's not Michael. Where is Michael anyway? There he is. Seems like these two have now formed a formidable tag team. Thrilled with his kill, he takes Allison to the radio station where they gaze upon the tower and Corey introduces her to his happy place. He has a little fun, jumps off the roof, only to be met with hostility by the radio DJ, whose voice we've been hearing throughout this movie, just randomly spouting really nothing. But what he does spout is more assholish nature to this poor Corey. He's only a victim, and Allison decides she wants to leave town with Corey finally. They try to brush it off and embrace with a hug, as Jamie once again looks upon with disapproval. Angered, tired, and frustrated, he goes home to try to take a load off, but is met by his mom, who, seems like she wants to help him take a load off too. What the fuck is really going on with this family? And good old Raymond just looks on and poor Raymond. And with a hard-cut title card, we get to Halloween night, fucking finally, as we find Corey sleeping in the old house of Jeremy. Seeming to have some peaceful sleep, he's only awoken to the nightmare, which is Jamie. She proceeds to give him a lecture on evil, which just comes off corny as shit, good job writers, and tells him that she wants him to stay away from Allison. Aren't you the one that started this relationship? Fuck off. Feeling his new sense of demonicness, he proceeds to tell her that if he can't have her, then no one will. And feeling good about his statement, he only turns around to see that she has fucking disappeared.
Ninja vanish!
He calls Allison and tells her he's ready to leave town because her mom wants to kill him. But first he has to make a quick little pit stop and have one last chat with Mike. Tells him that you have something that I need and proceeds to fight him for it. Funny enough, on a Friends radio show that I do movie reviews for on Tuesday mornings at 9 o'clock, Friends Radio Network, or you can check them out at Spreaker.com, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Call in. His number's at the bottom of the screen. He talks about a wide range of subjects, but we were talking about this movie when it was announced, when it was getting closer and closer, and we made this joke. How old is Michael? Is he gonna be fighting Jamie Lee with a walker? Is Mike gonna be wheeled around? How old is this man? Does he have a replacement hip now? How are we gonna stop Michael? Oh, we'll just put stairs in front of him and turn off the automatic chair that goes up. Maybe we'll take the tennis balls off the bottom of his walker. And in this fight, you can see his arthritis kicking in. You can see his joints failing. It's only been 4 years since Halloween Kills. He took out an entire fire department. What the fuck, movie? With logic out the window, he gets the mask from Michael and heads to the gas station where our marching band bullies seem to always be, grabs their attention and dares him to follow him. Allison packs her shit, getting ready to leave off with this killer, and Jamie confronts her about it, tells her that Corey is just like Mike, and she doesn't want to hear it. She just says Mike is controlling your fear, Mom. At the junkyard, Raymond's hanging out and just enjoying life for once, while the kids show up on their hunt for Corey. But as they think they're getting the advantage on him, he shows them that he is in complete control.
What the fuck? What's wrong?
Billy's dead!
What? What are you talking about?
Thinking they could hide behind the toughness of their marching band heritage, they're all just little bitches now. But with another jump scare, our head bully gets the attention of Raymond. He gives this fucking kid a gun for whatever damn reason and goes outside to investigate.
seeing the madness and chaos, he sees his stepson, not sure, but doesn't have a chance to see the bullet that this piece of shit puts in the back of his head. He was a fair man. He was a simple man. He was the one man that Corey could talk to, trust, confide in, maybe even. But he was a good man nonetheless. May you rest in peace, sir. Mean Bully runs to the aid of one of the trapped girls, and instead of her doing a reasonable thing and giving him a heads up,
You did too.
instead we get stupid line delivery. With him out of the way, Corey notices the problems with the fence and decides to, go ahead and fix it right quick. But first, now about that fence. You can kick that dead out. And he's off. He goes home and proceeds to give his mom the jabbing she's always been wanting from him, apparently. This is still disturbing. And proceeds to stop by the radio station to see the DJ who was so nice and kind to him earlier and make a request. Some good old music he can bang his head to. And officially tell him to shut the fuck up. As Allison rides around town looking for Corey so they can leave, the movie proceeds to pad the fuck out of the runtime as we follow Jamie just walking around the house, having one last look. She pours herself a drink and, well, I am too, thinking about the fact that she goes to her safe to get a gun. Great place to keep that when you have the suspicious feeling that your brother is living inside another guy that probably wants to kill you. She makes a call to 911 saying she's going to commit suicide because, yes, the audience is totally going to believe this bullshit. But a hand approaches, which can only be Corey, and he proceeds to walk into the room after this shit. You heard the fucking gunshot. Why in the hell would you walk into that damn room? But of course, she's got him dead to rights. But never mind him bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Did you really think I'd kill myself?
Who in their white mind actually lights pumpkins inside the house? So with Corey downstairs and on his back with an extra hole in him, you'd think Jamie would go and finish the fucking job. Nope, smart. We think Corey will take the advantage of the situation and finish her off as he grabs the knife, but maybe changes plans after hearing Allison's car pulls up. Lets Jamie know that if he can't have her, and doesn't finish the statement because he proceeds to stab himself in the fucking neck. What the hell is going on? Perhaps a clever ruse as Allison walks in and Jamie for some reason takes the knife out of his neck, and of course, she thinks that she killed her lover. Unfortunately, it's never good when someone shows up to the murder scene and you're standing there with a weapon.
Where'd he come from? Jeez, he's got a gun. Get the gun.
This is dumb. Allison grieves over her dead dick and storms out of the house as Jamie wallows in pity and self-loathing, seeming like it's over, but of course we fucking know it's not because they forgot that Michael Myers is in this movie. He shows up, Jamie runs and hides as Michael reclaims his throne, but not without a jump scare. He takes his mask back and goes on the prowl for Jamie. But we can't have Allison leave yet, so Frank calls her and asks her about Jamie's condition. That gets her concerned, so of course she goes back. So we finally reach the epicness that should be the conclusion of this long-going series, this long-going franchise. The final fight between Mike Myers and Laurie, his sister, depending on which movie it is, which franchise, which era of the reboots. And their battle is nothing short of epic and lackluster. But showing his age, Mike is overpowered by her, of course, and she pins him to a table, but not without another jump scare. A series of epileptic fucking flashback.
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Do it!
Do it.
Do it.
Do it!
And wondering what the hell could really kill this man finally and forever, maybe she remembers her favorite line from a movie?
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
So she proceeds to bleed him like a stuck pig. Sure, why the fuck not? Oh, and Allison comes back and jumps in on the action. And with a somber pool of blood, Mike Myers is allegedly finally no more.
So that's how we're doing this? That's how we're killing off the great Michael Myers, the unstoppable beast? Are you fucking kidding me right now? With lackluster applause and fanfare and what the fuck? You know, this is the point where I stand up to the movie and say,
I ain't fucking buying that.
But sadly enough, the damn movie just turns around and tells me,
well, that's Andy, because I ain't fucking selling it. It's a fact.
So I guess we just, what the fuck ever. Who knew Mike Myers was a bleeder?
Frank and the rest of the cops finally show up to this suicide call and find Corey on the floor. Well, at least they did that and not have his body be gone. They find our two superwomen in the kitchen who finally took down Michael Myers and converse outside. Our sheriff from the last movie finally makes an appearance as they decide what they're gonna do with Michael's body. Hey, let's strap him to the roof of the fucking car because we're not quite done yet. Wanting more humiliation for this man who has terrorized them for years, they parade him through town like a cheap piece of meat. Convoy and crowd joins them and they make their way to the junkyard. It's a nice touch for the movie as Laurie, our Jamie, is surrounded by all the wonderful people of this town who have done nothing but berate her and harass her and just give her shit for being related to the man who's been trying to kill her for most of her life. Fuck all these people. But now they act like they want to be on her side as she finally puts an end, maybe, to this horrible chapter that has been plaguing this town that any one of them could have moved away from at any instance. They fire up the metal crusher because overkill just can't be overkill without a little more overkill, and drop his body in. See you later, Michael. At least your body anyway, because thank you, movie, you introduced that he can possess people. But as we end the movie as we began with narration, Jamie writes her book, Allison finally gets her ass out of this goddamn town, so long for the memories, and Frank stops by to, lesser use of words, get one more stab at that good old psycho pussy. And we take another look through her house and why in the hell does she still have his mask just sitting on the table like a goddamn ornament?
And that was Halloween Ends. Or, as I like to call it, a pathetic excuse of what is supposed to be the epic end of such a great running franchise. I mean, what is this? It's been going on for about 75 years now. We've been putting up with the great Michael Myers just to be terrified him on every spooky season, just to have him go out like a bitch. I mean, honestly, alright, well, fine. That's where you want to end your franchise and go right ahead. But is he dead? I think not. Not when you introduce the ability he now has of possession. Okay, how far are we really gonna go on? But speaking of possession, this character of ours we have, Corey Cunningham, he truly brings another character to mind from one of my favorite movies, Christine, Arnold Cunningham. They share similarities. They both were outcasted, wore glasses that got bullied, not socially accepted. They meet a spiritual figure in their life that, well, ultimately ends up possessing them. Neither one of them exactly had the greatest home life, but they do end up getting revenge on the ones that they felt wronged them after they are both possessed, but ultimately in the end, they both end up dying by the hands of the one that ended up possessing them to begin with. But in the end, after watching this fiasco, I can only say, thank you, John Carpenter and Jamie Lee Curtis, and you too, Danny McBride, for giving us the epic finale to one of movie's greatest villains, and just giving us one big fucking lazy ripoff with a lackluster end to your monster. You know, last year I wrote a letter to you, John Carpenter. I fucking recorded it too. This year, you get no letter. You get a bag of dog poo on your fucking doorstep, you fucking fuck. Join us next time as we get back into our regular movie review schedule, and, well, happy Halloween to all, and to all, a spooky night. Yeah, that was cheesy as fuck. Drink it up, bitches.